Hey, I've got another vlog here, and I wanted to do like my own little, you know what grinds my gears, like from Family Guy. I don't know if actually people like do that, like you know what grinds my gears? But you know what grinds my gears? People who sell CRT TVs for a high price. So people, okay, old games have skyrocketed in the past couple of years. Like NES, Atari, well, I don't know if Atari's actually gotten some boost. I don't think Atari got boost. But, you know, Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, N64, all that stuff, people are buying these old TVs to either experience nostalgia or because, oh, it's an old console, so it has to be on an old TV, which I have heard that a lot. Like, it's an old console, so it has to be on an old TV. That's not... They're not wrong, but they're not right either. Like, you don't have to have a CRT TV to play old games. And anybody who's wondering what a CRT TV is, which a lot of people have asked me what a CRT TV is, and they have it right next to them. I'm like, that's a CRT TV. That's, or also known as like a box TV or old school TV. I just call it CRT. Right? We got some CRTs. But anyways, so yeah, you don't have to have a CRT TV to play old games. You can play it on a modern TV because modern TVs still have AV input, but I think they're starting to try to get rid of that slowly, like how they do with buttons. I mean, okay, let me complain about modern TVs for a second. Well, you know what grinds my gears? Modern TVs. They don't, like, they're, like, modern TVs are starting to roll out, like, this convenience of having buttons on them. Like, the volume up, volume down, or input, or power, or, you know, select. You know, oh my gosh, it smells like weed. It smells awful. But yeah, it's so annoying because if I'm working on TV and they don't have the remote to it, and there's no power button, which I have seen some TVs that don't have power buttons to them, or either that or they're completely hidden. Yeah, like, I can't really do much with that TV because I can't figure out how to use the TV because there's no buttons showing on it. Anyways, that's my little rant on it. But yeah, you can play it on a new TV, and people had the argument of like, well, there's like a slight delay. I don't play I don't play old games on a modern TV. Probably the oldest thing that I have on my new flat screen TV, or not really new, but my big old flat screen TV is the Wii U, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and then everything up, except for Xbox One, because I just don't like Xboxes, except unless it's like an Xbox One, or not Xbox One, Xbox 360. So yeah, there could be that slight delay, but there's like technology out there where it like kind of fixes that, like the Frame Meister, and I think maybe if you turn your TV mode to like, or your TV to game mode, that might help. I'm not sure, but you don't have to have a CRT to enjoy the games. And a lot of people want to play old games on like a huge TV or a monitor, so they can have like really crisp like pixels and everything, kind of like see the game without it being all blurry or there's no scan lines. But back to the people selling the CRTs, since old gaming has skyrocketed in the past couple of years, people are buying up these CRT TVs so they can enjoy the games, whether it's nostalgia or just to, enjoy them. A lot of people seem to think that, oh, everybody's buying these CRT TVs, I'm gonna sell mine for a high price and get a lot of money out of it. And they have they go up to their attic or basement or whatever, and they have their old TV, and they're like, oh, this is gonna be so much money, and it's all dusty, or it's got soda all over it. It's they sell it in the worst condition, but they sell it for so high. It's no, that's not the case, buddy. Now, there are people that will buy a CRT TV for a really high price, even if it's a really small TV. I'm talking about I could probably fit my whole palm on the screen. Get over, buddy. Dang. I could fit my whole hand on the screen, and it's one of those TV VCR combos, and they'll sell it for hundreds of dollars, and people will buy them. People will buy those TVs, and I do not know why, because you can get that same exact TV for a lot cheaper if you actually look somewhere else. And it's not just eBay, which eBay is the worst about that. eBay is the worst about selling CRT TVs, but Facebook Marketplace is also really bad about that. If I get a CRT, it's usually I'm going to a thrift store. I have 2 CRT TVs. One is my main one that I kind of play games and I watch tapes on. That's what I use it for, is just play games and play tapes. And I used to actually just watch TV on it, but whenever I moved, I don't have a cable box. I use satellite. So, and the other one is for my video store, or really kind of the repair room / video store that's in my house. I'll when I'm repairing on game consoles or whatever, I usually have that TV on and I'm playing DVDs that I've made myself. If I want to watch a YouTube series, I'll put the videos on DVD and I'll have it playing in the background. But I've gotten those TVs for next to nothing, because they're not CRTs. There's still a lot of them. There's still a huge community to them, and people will buy them broken and repair them, which I implore that. That is amazing, because I don't know if I could do that. I could probably look into it, but I probably wouldn't that's probably not something I would do as for my business. My repair business is repair CRT TVs, because I want to say they're a lot more complicated, but then again, I don't want to say that because I don't know for sure. But yeah, and there's also that thing oh, well, there's not an immense amount of CRT TVs at a thrift store where I live. Yeah, that may be the case, and that is understandable, and you might have to pay a higher price. But I'm sure if you go to Facebook Marketplace, they're not all expensive on Facebook Marketplace, but you could find something for a pretty decent price. And you might even have to drive an hour and a half to get it. And if you think that's worth it, go for it. And if you want to pay a whole bunch of money for it to be shipped to you, go ahead. It's your money. Do what you want. You're spending your money your way. But yeah, that's basically my little, it grinds my gears thing, is just people who sell CRT TVs for a really high price, and a lot of them being in horrible condition. But that's about it.